Hello Internet, and welcome! Today we're going to be playing Torchlight 1. It's an old game. Um, but someone invented the concept of things on the PC not being compatible with Macs. So I was going to buy Torchlight 2 and just film myself playing that. But I can't do that, so we're going to have to settle for Torchlight 1. So I'm going to be a Vanquisher. I think I'm going to play on hard mode. I was trying very hard and I kept on dying, so it wasn't very fun. Let's call this cat. No, I don't want to name my character. Let's call my cat Shadowfax. And my character Arwen. I'm just going to go on hard. Now the reason I'm playing an old game is because it's a fun old game. And I want to have fun. That's why I play games still. And I want to share that with you guys, because then you guys can have fun too. So it's more fun for everybody. I'm thinking about making a series out of that, just once a week, put up a random game, not with any specific storyline pertaining to myself or the group, just something where I am playing a game to have fun. Now, I apologize, I still do not have the system audio up. Everyone else does. The computer I was using before, first of all, is completely run out of room. So, I can't film on there anymore. And when I try and use the system audio, I may have mentioned this before, but my voice sounds very strange, so I can't use that. It should work on this computer, but I don't know the password for it. And the person who does know it is out of town at the moment, so I'll be getting that up in a couple of days. I need to type in a password because it wants to make changes. So what just happened there, storyline-wise? There's monsters in the town, and there was a mage holding them off, and a warrior helping her. And the mage is tired, so the warrior went ahead. But there's a lot of stuff in here, so I'm gonna go and try and help him. This was the first class I played in Torchlight, because I like ranging. I like not having to be up close and personal when I kill my enemies. And it's very useful with these barrels, because half the time they explode and deal a ton of damage, which is not beneficial to my health, so. Now when I first played Torchlight, the only other game like this I had ever played was Diablo 2, and I played a summoning necromancer in Diablo 2. Now any of you who have ever played that know exactly what I'm talking about when I say you don't do anything. You basically walk into a room, smack one guy on the head, summon a skeleton out of his corpse, and then you just have an army of dead things that runs around and fights for you. I had, I think, 10 skeletons, 5 skeleton mages, and a golem, not to mention the helpers that you get. So, in Diablo 2, I basically stood there and let my minions do the work. So when I played this game, I never used the right-click ability, which is this ricocheting arrow. I don't care for this right-click ability. I'll be getting something different. Alright, I have these small bombards, which are better than my bow. Boots don't matter. I've got the Gleaming Ember, but I'm gonna find Brink before I go back up and turn in the quest. Anyway, after I played a bit of Diablo 2 and a bit of Torchlight, I started playing World of Warcraft. Started Burning Crusade, one of the still really just completely good expansions. Wrath of the Lich King was okay, although Death Knights weren't as good as they could have been. They weren't exactly knights. They were like runny people. Because I'd played Warcraft 3 as well, and you can be Death Knights in Warcraft 3. That's one of the undead heroes. And they were really cool. Like, run around on a horse, slice stuff. Had death bolts and things. You could heal your undead minions and kill enemies with the shadow bolts. Oh, I thought that was going to be a mimic. Let's identify that. 1% experience gain. Whatever. So if I make this into a series of just random games that I'm playing for fun, I'll just try and talk about my life as a gamer. How I got into it, what sorts of games I play. The first real gamer game I ever played was Dungeons and Dragons, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, the first edition of the game that came out while my parents were still in college in the 80s. It was not a very polished game. I will go ahead and say that now. I think I'm going to go for Arbiter. I think that's fitting. Oh. Anyway, the first gamer game I played was Dungeons and Dragons. Role-playing, puzzle solving. I was too young to actually understand how to solve the puzzles, so I didn't have as good of a time of it as I could have. But I play 4.0 now with a few friends occasionally. After that, it was just a simple pathway into other computerized role-playing games. I spent a lot of time on the computer when I was really, really small, like 1 and 2. I would spend hours on finger paint, which was basically MS Paint for Macs. My dad's a computer programmer, and he has always played all kinds of computer games, so that has probably something to do with it. He actually told me when Torchlight was coming out, because when it first came out, you could get it for $10 for the Mac version. And my sister wanted to buy it, but she didn't have $10 at the time. And then it became $20, and she really didn't have $20. So she was a bit upset about that. Oh, this guy is hurting me. No. Ah, ooh. So we have now encountered our first elite. Yay! I hope he drops something good. Oh boy. A charged scepter. Is that even a ranged weapon? Alright. I think with this character I'm going to try and go for dual wielding pistols, because I like pistols and I like dual wielding. And that's, if I'm going to spend my points in Arbiter, then I should be dual wielding anyway, because that's the kind of passives that they get. They boost dual wielding. I can equip that cap now. But for now, I'll just use this blunderbuss. Oh. Oh, I got a spell! I think I'll teach that to my cat. No, I always click that button. Okay, I don't have a pet to teach anymore. How do I open my pet's inventory? I haven't played this game in long enough to remember. Where are you, kitty? It had items? Okay. I know there's a way to open my pet's inventory. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so he learns how to summon a skeleton from dead things. That's probably a useful skill to have. The more melee help that I have, the better. Because while I'm powerful enough right now, I certainly won't be able to withstand bosses later. It's another one of them. Oh, he's just a normal. Not much of a difference between the normal and elite ones, just the elite ones have more health and deal more damage. Which is one of the things I liked about Diablo. It's not just that they're a better version of the mobs that there are. Talking about Diablo 3, when you encounter an elite mob, you actually have to play completely differently. Not as much at the earlier levels, because they've only got one spell, and it's not very good. And besides, it's easy mode anyway. But that was one of the things I always liked about Diablo 3, was that depending on the mobs, you actually had to change your playstyle completely. I played a monk, or I still play a monk. And that is very fun. I have about a 50% dodge chance. It's beyond me why anyone thinks this stuff is hard at the later levels. You just play a monk. I've got 2 ways to become invulnerable. I have 2 ways to heal myself. I have the best dodge chance that I could ever ask for. And I'm going to purchase more lightning bomb. Alright. Anyway. Monks are fun. If you have Diablo, well, I've played all the classes. Mages are my second favorite. I didn't like barbarians as much. I mean, they were fun, but my computer is a little laggy, so if I'm in melee range without a way to quickly become invulnerable, I die a lot. So I just had less fun with that one because it was not as survivable of a character as the monk. Alright, I'm gonna pop down here because I like my dungeons to be 100% completed, or as 100% completed as I possibly can. Means more money for me. Aha! Well, that was good. I don't care about any of that. Ah, okay. I figure while Brink is here, I may as well send my pet off. It doesn't take him too long to come back. Later, it'll take 3 or 4 minutes for the cat to get back, and then I have to be more careful. For now, I have Brink. So, I'm gonna set a goal for this session. I wanna get to around... I'll fight the boss on this bit. Now for right now, I have white drops turned on. I think there's a way to turn that off, but I'm at the point still where they're still useful to me. A little bit. I'll leave them behind. .20 health and extra ice damage. Well, it covers me up a little bit more, I suppose. Ow. Alright. Note to self, exploding things are bad for you. I really shouldn't be standing right next to these barrels, but I am anyway. And that was half the point of being a ranged class. I don't have to stand next to these things when I break them. Ow. Oh boy. It's immune to knockback. Ah, there we go. Level 4. Making good progress here. Alright. There's... -1 to requirements. That's just a skill, and that's just a skill. I'll get that. I don't feel like my lightning bomb needs any more rank ups for the moment. 4% extra damage is always nice. Okay, I've already put on the belt. Yeah, those are always mimics. When it doesn't look right, it's probably a mimic. Get that cat. Fly, Shadowfax. Show us the meaning of haste. What's this do? Electric damage, huh? That's not socketable. I don't care about resistance. Ah. Nope. Okay. I don't feel the need to be really nitpicky about what armor and weapons I'm using right now. It doesn't matter too much. I'm not like I'm not at the point where I need to maximize my DPS or I won't survive. Which is the point you get to in Diablo in Inferno mode. I think that's the last one. Inferno mode. My dad was playing in that. He deals at level 60. He's got a mage 60,000 damage per second. Some insane number like that. And that's low. That's like bottom of the range. Most people who know what they're doing have 100,000 DPS or more. Even 100,000 is pretty mediocre. Like the amount of farming you have to do, I don't like it when you have to just farm drops for hours. I think it takes the fun out of the game when you have to do a repetitive task. I mean, I suppose left and right clicking is a repetitive task, but at least I'm progressing through the game. Yeah, AoE is definitely the way to go. Oh, boy. My pet and my ally can't even hurt this guy. Spell of Retribution. Okay. I'll give that to my pet for now. There you go, kitty. A mysterious mace. That's worth identifying. It's too bad I can't actually use it. You know, being a ranged spellcaster. Oh, I didn't want you to pick up the identify scroll. I wanted it. Whatever. It's the one thing that still bugs me about this game. Or one of the things that still bugs me. In Diablo, you don't have to have identify scrolls anymore. I love it. You had to, like... I was always out of identify and town portal scrolls in Diablo 2. Usually right about when the boss died, and there would be all these gold drops that I needed to identify. I mean, you can buy them, but who wants to buy a scroll? You're supposed to use the scroll, identify things, and make money on it. Is it dead? Good. You get plenty of scrolls in this game. They just didn't give you enough in Diablo 2. They were too rare. And I like that Town Portal is a spell rather than a scroll as well. One of the things I think they messed up a bit in Diablo 3 is the bosses, at least on normal and hell mode. Normal mode and hard mode, whatever comes after normal. They're really pushovers in comparison to some of the stuff you have to fight to get to them. The first time I killed... what's his name? I will think it will come to me. Asmodan. First time I killed Asmodan, I didn't even take any damage. Well, maybe a little bit from a stray fireball or something, but he was really, really weak. It took me a couple of tries to kill Wow, I'm really blanking on their names. Belial. He's the one in the desert place. Took me a couple of tries to kill him because I refused to dodge the gas bullets. So I'm like, I don't need to. I'm strong enough to not dodge them. And then they two-shot me. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously I just need to hit my invincibility spell a little bit earlier. That was mostly just me being an idiot. Only reason I didn't beat him the first time around. It's a mage. See, when I tried this on very hard, I had died 3 times on the first floor, which was frankly just embarrassing. I guess very hard is actually very hard. You never know, they say that sometimes, and then it's the easiest thing you've ever done. It was definitely good to try it. I like to try to do the hardest option in games. The exception being Battle for Wesnoth, which is a free turn-based strategy game. It's got huge fan base, a ton of user content. I would encourage you to check that out. It's not even a gigabyte to download the game. It's a turn-based strategy game. There's all kinds of custom campaigns. I'll purchase dual wielding even though I'm not dual wielding yet. Anyway, Battle for Wesnoth. It's a very hard game, so I play on the easiest mode that I can find. Unless it's a really easy level. What does fame do? Does that affect me? Does that make me any better if I'm famous? Do I care? Should I care? I don't know. I don't care at the moment about fame. Ooh, that'll have a spell. Didn't have a spell. Last one did. I want my money back. Where is the boss? Ah, hello. Cool. Love it when there's a merchant inside the dungeons. Hello. Weapons. Crossbow. Ooh, a pistol. That's actually pretty good. If I could afford it. If I sell that, can I afford it? Cool. Yeah, because I want to be dual wielding because I've got a damage bonus if I do it. If I do. Dual wield with my monk in Diablo. That's the whole reason I've got a 15% dodge chance. Or a 50% dodge chance. I use Mantra of Evasion. And that brings up your dodge chance by, I think, 20 or 15% from that. I have 20% from just my natural dexterity. And then I have I've got 15% for dual wielding. I've got a passive up where if you dual wield, you get 15% dodge chance. So I'm playing it somewhat defensively, but it works. I seem to kill things fast enough, so. What I did with my mage, which was some of the most fun I've had playing that game, you can equip 2 mana costing right click spells to your left hand, or to your clicks, so you can have it on your left and right clicks. So I put the Ice Ray in my left click and the Fiery Death Ray in my right click. So depending on what I needed, I could just switch between zapping things and freezing them. Put that away. Oh, no, I don't want you to sell that. 200. Don't care. Alright, I'm hoping that the boss is on the next floor. So this is getting a little long. What I might do is I'll continue filming and I might just break it here. When I go down these stairs when I'm editing. So I'll probably break it here, unless of course the boss should appear on the next floor. But on the off chance that he doesn't, this is JD the Ardent signing off. I hope you guys had a good time.